Alright. As you can see, I'm max level. Paragon 7. Almost Paragon 8. Character's looking pretty lit. Man, look at that ass. I wanted to show my current build. Pretty much all just AoE attacks. I should be on Hell 1. Yeah, I'm on Hell 1. So I wanted to show it. Show the build in use. Fucking shreds. I wanted to show how you play it. That's right, so I wanted to show my current build. The skills. All that shit. I wanted to show how you play it. Then I wanted to show the skills and the items afterwards. So basically, you go and find elites, and then you just pop everything. And you just kill them all instantly. And then it'll kill any oncoming, extra shit. Oh, so we found more elites. That's actually real lucky. And you pop all your AoE buffs and skills. Then you go and look for more elites. Oh, we found more. Well, now we have to wait for our skills to regenerate. So we got 3. That'll be enough to kill them. You don't need all 4. You'd want to use all 4 to get like the most amount of damage. But you don't have to use all 4. You can use like a majority of them and still kill all of them. So we found another group of elites and shredded almost immediately. Oh, there's another group down here. That's pretty much all you do. You just find the elites. You don't want to attack regular enemies most of the time. Oh shit, we kind of fucked up with that. I popped my falling sword away from the elites. Not too far away because it still managed to hit them, but far enough to where I had to like drag them into it. All right, so we find more. Let's get them in here real quick. Boom, and they're dead. And now we're gonna have the. This is where it gets tricky. At this point, you kind of just want to, pop them whenever they come up. When you're killing like a Rift Guardian. Or any type of boss, for that matter. You just use them whenever they're available. Don't wait for them to like all regenerate and become like usable. Just pop them as soon as they're available. And there you go. You'll eventually get them. Yeah, so that's pretty much the build. I'll show the items. You don't really need items to, there's like 2 items you need, and the rest are kind of, the rest are kind of, you don't really need them. So the first item you're going to really want is Tumult, legendary main hand weapon for the Crusader. And it gives you the Blade Storm legendary power. And Falling Sword turns into like an AoE attack after that. It's pretty fucking badass. It makes like spinning blades spin around a certain area. So next, you're going to want, not that, let's see here. Oh yeah. Next you're going to want Sudden Velation. And its legendary power turns Holy Beacon into like a fucking turret, basically, that will shoot any enemies. It can shoot up to like 20 enemies at once. And yeah, that thing's a really good AoE attack because it just fucks all the enemies that are around the beacon. And the beacon has a huge amount of health, So they'll never actually destroy your turret. It'll just like reset because it can only stay there. It can only be activated for a certain amount of time until you have to use it again. But yeah, you're gonna basically want those two, mainly. And then Judgment and Consecration are like you can have legendary effects for those, but you don't really need them. You can kind of just use the skills as is. But Judgment, if you do want to like use Judgment as powerful as possible, you're gonna want Feather Mail Coat. And what this does is it just gives you a 10% increase to Judgment's damage. And then, so you get the best out of Judgment, you just fucking gonna want Barbed Counsel. And that basically makes it where it doesn't, you don't really have to wait for it to blow up. It kind of just does it automatically. And so you can just spam it. So when it pops up, you can hit it instantly and it'll automatically blow up almost immediately. So what I have, the next two are pretty much useless. But what you can get to min-max or to maximize your build, I'll show you what items they're going to want to maximize your build. If you don't have them, they don't really matter. You don't really need them, but they will help slightly. But, you know, not enough to really make too much of a difference. Oh, I went to the wrong person. So, the shield and pants I have right now are kind of useless. But if you can find good legendaries for them, then that'll come in handy, you know. So this one, Zenola's Last Heim, is one of the legendaries that would come in handy because of Consecration. You don't need it. Like I said, all it does is slow enemies' movement by 30%, which is almost fucking useless. So it's kind of just there if you really want it. It does go for Consecration. It does help slightly. It doesn't really help at all, actually, but it is there if you do find it. And pretty much pants, there's not really anything. Yeah, there's not really anything for pants because I don't think we use Condemn. So let me see. I don't think I don't have Condemn equipped. So pretty much pants are useless. You can get any legendary pants and you'll be fine. You'll be pretty much, you know, good to go with that. So yeah, that's pretty much the build. The shield, I guess, if you want the 30% extra, you know, the 30% debuff on enemies for Consecration, you can get the shield. But like I say, you don't really need it. Also, if you want to go for extra damage on Falling Sword, instead of that immediate explosion for Judgment, you can exchange the shoulders for these other shoulders, which will make Falling Sword do more damage, 10% more damage. But Judgment won't activate immediately, and Judgment will take time to activate as you use it. You'll use it, and then it'll like wait a couple seconds to explode, which isn't a big deal. So I do recommend if you really want to just, you know, if you're doing easy fights and stuff and you don't need to damage immediately, you can get that instead. And I'll show you what legendary you need for that. And it's this one. Deal 10% increased damage for a few seconds after using either stage of Falling Sword. So if you want to do a little bit more damage and you don't mind waiting for Judgment to activate, then you can use that instead. So for example, I'll show you what Judgment, what it looks like when you just use Judgment without the, I'll just fucking, what am I doing? I'll show you what it looks like to use Judgment without the instant gratification legendary. See, so So it pops down, but it takes a while to explode type thing. And then, let me see. You still get the 10% for judgment. Boom, see. While with the shoulders, it explodes instantly. So it's your choice, it's your decision. You can choose whatever you want. I recommend both, honestly, because the instant explosion with judgment does help sometimes, but the 10% increased damage with falling sword is also a really fucking cool thing to have. So that's pretty much it for the items. Obviously, for secondary items, if you get any sets, any set will be good, because pretty much all the sets are like good passive ability type things. Right now I don't have any sets because they're really hard to obtain. And then the next is charms. Charms are kind of just there. You know, I got 2% damage to falling sword. Charms are like really end game stuff. It's going to take a really long time to get any good charms with like multiple ability pluses and stuff. So right now I'm just using one with falling sword plus 2% damage. That's pretty much the build. You just fucking pop everything and then it just kills, you know, it just destroys everything around you. And then you go find the next group of elites and you do the same thing. Obviously, if the next group of elites aren't close enough to you, or they're too close to you, you won't have enough time to regenerate most of your skills. So you're going to want to just use whatever you have available at the time and let it do its thing. At the moment, the best buff you're going to want to have, the reason I say you want to focus on elites is because from what I've seen, you're going to want to focus on elites due to the bonuses I have. So the bonuses I was lucky enough to get with my +6 items, I was lucky enough to get damage to elites increased by 4.5%, which is an insane bonus. That basically means I'll be killing elites faster than I do regular enemies. The rest of the buffs I wasn't so lucky with. This one's pretty shit. This one is pretty shit as well. Maximum life, pretty much useless. This one is also pretty shit because I never do PvP, so pretty much if you have money to get like in-game purchases, you're gonna want to go over here and you're gonna want to get reforge stones. You're gonna want to get as many Ravager stones as possible, and then you're gonna want to just fucking reforge all your items that are upgraded to +6, and you're gonna want to reforge all of them until you get the passive ability to damage to elite enemies increased, and try and get that to 6%. Once you get any damage to elite enemies increased on all your items, you're going to be doing insane damage to elites. Right now, obviously, I don't have that, so that's not like going to happen because I don't really have any money right now at the moment to spend on the game. And big fucking whoopsie is another thing I wanted to show. There's a slight bug in the game. So basically, you can go to shop, and then like you can go to buy something, and like it'll let it do its thing. And basically, you know, there's no information here. I got Google Play balance, as you can see. I have $43 in my Google Play balance at the moment. You go and press one tap buy, use my finger. Then it says couldn't complete your transaction. Your play balance can only be used in the United States. So pretty much I can't buy any microtransactions at the moment. But that's besides the point. If you can, then that's what you're gonna want to do. You're gonna want to get Ravager stones, and you're gonna want to fucking just like go ham on all the items that don't have +2 percentage for damage done to elites. And yeah, that's pretty much the build. So far this has been the most effective that I've used. I have gotten a lot of legendaries, for some fucking reason. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the build. build's pretty OP. I've already shown you how it works. It pretty much fucking destroys everything you see. The AoEs, you just pop the ball and they just fucking kill everything around you. Like, obviously you can always get the shield to add 30% slowdown to enemies with concentration, but like I said, that's not really something you need. It's kind of useless. If you get it, that's cool, but like you don't need it. And then you could also, the pants are useless. You'll never get pants that really like help you with this build in particular. Your pants will always be something shitty that like where the legendary power doesn't help you with the build. But you can still always get pants that are like, you know, have good other stats that are, you know, like positives for the build. Well, the weird thing about the microtransactions, though, is that I actually bought $50 worth of microtransactions already. So it's weird that I was using Google Play Balance. I wasn't using a card or anything. So it's weird that, like, after I did that, I couldn't buy anymore. The only thing I regret about that is not getting the fucking premium battle pass immediately. I really regret that. That should have been the first thing I got, and I just bought. I just went ham on, you know, the purple stuff. I forgot what it's fucking called. Let me see. What's this shit called again? Eternal Orbs. I just went ham on Eternal Orbs. So I kind of regret that. If you could buy the premium battle pass with Eternal Orbs, I probably would have done that. But anyways, yeah, that's the end of the video. Play Crusader. Try this build. You know, try the skills and the items. Try and get, hopefully you get the right items. When you get to pick an offhand, because through the battle pass, pick the concentration one if you're planning on doing this build. If you're not, then just pick whatever the fuck you want. But if you're planning on doing this build, pick the offhand, because that's like one legendary that you have already, like just stocked up, you know what I mean? Like ready for later, so just pick that as soon as possible. If you're planning on doing this build. If you're not, then like I said, don't. Just do whatever the fuck you want. But this has been the biggest damage dealing build I've tried in this game so far. It's been the fastest killing. So yeah, I guess that's it. Subscribe, like, comment, do all that shit. Whatever. Oh yeah, another thing. I wanted to just brag real quick. Let's see. I'm in the top 10 on the leaderboards. Yeah, I'm in the top 10. I was in the top 3. I guess someone fucking got above me. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna fucking... I'm getting top 3 right now. Fuck it. On camera and everything. Oh shit. Fuck it. Let's try and get the top 3. Alright, so in the case of challenge rifts or any type of raid or challenge type thing, you're gonna want to just kill everything you see, because shit in challenge rifts take a lot of damage. I'm not kidding. They do a lot of damage and they take a lot of damage. Since the last beta and alpha, they have really buffed challenge rifts. Like, they are fucking insane how powerful the enemies are. So, you're gonna want to try it and just not die at that point, honestly. And I'm not fucking around with that. If I stand still for like 1 second, or I stand still for like too long and there's not enemies taking damage, you're basically fucked. But yeah, challenge rifts are just really hard at the moment. I don't want them to buff. I don't want them to nerf it though. I actually like how hard they fucking are. I really enjoy that they made them a lot harder. I think that's a good thing that they did. Because if you look at my videos on my channel, I had another video where I was top 3 in the on the leaderboards, the challenge rifts were so easy back then. So I was able to get to like 67. Wow, meanwhile, like this is like, look how low my health is, like, and you're not even really attacking me. Meanwhile, I can barely get to like 21. It's hard, it really is. It's really fucking hard. They've really changed it. They really made challenge rifts like an actual challenge. Before it was still a challenge before, but like it wasn't like it is now. So basically what you're gonna want to do, it's the same thing with like regular rifts and regular enemies with this build. You just walk around, you plant your buffs, you walk around, you know, you let them get fucking demolished. Except in this case, with challenge rifts or anything that's gonna be like high difficulty level, instead of just focusing on elites, you're gonna want to kill everything at that point. Because of just how much stuff they give you, how much like progress they give you in challenge rifts. So like, just fucking kill everything. It's not. When you have low enough health, you can go in. See, I stood still for like 1 second, and I'm already down to half health. Now, if you are able to buy a shitload of Ravager stones and just fucking go ham, and like on reforges. And then you're able to get like 5% to like 4.5 to 6% percentage damage increase on elites on all your items. Oh man, just go for a fucking elite at that point. Even if it is like a challenging thing you're doing, just go for elites because you're gonna be demolishing them. Honestly, I don't recommend you do challenge rifts, to be honest. If you're level 55 and you have a couple paragons, go for it. But if you're not, I don't recommend it. It's just too fucking hard at the moment. If you're like level 40 or some shit, if you don't have any Paragon points, don't go for challenge rifts. Unless it's like part of a mission or some shit. Part of one of the main questline quests. In that case, go for it. But if you don't have any Paragon points, like, and you don't have that many legendaries and stuff, just don't do it. It's not worth it. You're going to be wasting your time because you're going to be dying on really high challenge rifts, and it's going to make you really sad and really depressed. You're going to be like, how the fuck am I going to it's gonna get really heartbreaking because of how hard they fucking are. But if you're willing to like spend, I got lucky actually. Most of the time, the Rift boss, the Rift Guardian, is like what kind of ruins the rifts for you. But in this case, I got kind of lucky. I got Bale. He's pretty fucking easy. For instance, one of the ones you're gonna want to watch out for is the fucking like shaman. There's like this little shaman creature thing, and he's like on top of the back of this creature, and he is fucking hard because he puts like all this poison shit on the ground. Bale though, I guess Bale's pretty easy. I'm kind of just destroying him right now. Like I said, for any type of boss type enemy, you don't wait for your stuff to like regenerate. Just go ham on them. Just destroy them like this. You know, just pop your skills whenever they do show up. Because like the elites, I would not attack them. I would just run around and wait. I'm not gonna want to do that because you're gonna want to kill these fuckers as fast as possible. So basically, the reason why I'm not really, the Rift Guardians don't really do that much damage unless they use like AoE attacks and shit, is because for some reason they don't really have more damage than regular minion enemies or regular elites or any regular type of enemy. They practically do the same amount of damage. The only difference is their health pool. their health pool is massive, but their damage output is like, it's okay, you know what I mean? It's not that bad, it won't destroy you. So basically what that means is like 100 regular enemies is going to be harder than one boss. It still managed to kill me, but if I were doing what I'm doing right now on this boss for like 100 enemies, oh, I'd be fucked. Like the enemies would kill me almost immediately. And I can show you an example of that. And I'm literally Paragon 8, which is fucking awesome. But I can't believe I just leveled up from that. Holy shit. So real quick, let's see my... Oh, I'm number 4. Okay, almost in the top 3. I'll do 21 and I'll be in the top 3. But I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about. So I was like attacking the boss. I was just standing there. You know, I wasn't really actually trying to dodge any of his hits or anything. And I wasn't taking that much damage. That's because regular enemies and bosses basically do the same amount of damage. But the bosses have a lot more health. So let me get a huge group of enemies. I'm a heal as well. And I'm dead. I just stood there for like 1 second. I didn't stand in the fire. I'll give another example. I won't stand in the fire this time. So let's get another group. Let's get the group going again. This is big enough. And I'm dead. I just stood there. I stood there just like I did when I was fighting the boss. So why is it that when I fight the boss, I can stand there and not have to dodge any of his attacks? That's because the bosses and the enemies, they all do the same amount of damage. Every single one of them. But you only have one boss doing like 100 damage per hit, while you have like 200 fucking enemies around you doing 100 damage per hit. See what I'm saying? That 200 enemies are going to surround you, kill you almost immediately, because they're all doing the same amount of damage as the boss. So, when it comes to getting groups of enemies, you're going to want to try and avoid their attacks, you know, run around in circles, shit like that. While when it comes to the boss, you can just fucking sit there and do this. Like, you can literally just sit there and attack them like this. And then whenever you need a heal, pop a potion, and that's it. So I talked about my build, I've talked about my stats, I've talked about my, you know, how you're going to want to play the game. Optimally anyways. You can play it however you want. But how you're going to want to play it optimally to get as far as possible. You know, to not die. To die as few times as possible. You know, all that. So, I wish you all good luck. This is the end of the video. Like, subscribe, all that shit. I guess see you on the next video.